Hey there, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Tuesday, December 19th. Hope you're doing awesome. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing Organigram's 2023 fiscal earnings. We're going to take a look at the new CFO that was appointed as well and the chart. We'll look at the technicals and what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, informational purposes only, and you should never ever buy anything based on anything that I say or anything that I write. So as I mentioned, Organigram earnings for 2023, we'll discuss all that. They had a whopping $248 million loss, almost $250 million for 2023, and a new CFO was appointed, which we'll look at here and more in just a moment. Before we get to all of that, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, you can give us a follow over on X, which is Group PAL, the handle for that. And then we also signed up for Rumble and Odyssey as well, just in case we ever get silenced here on YouTube. Moomoo is the sponsor for today's video. If you're not familiar with Moomoo, they're a Silicon Valley-based online broker. They provide comprehensive market data, research tools, etc. They offer free level 2 market data. They have some of the lowest trading fees I've seen per trade, about $1.99 on average. And I hear people saying all the time that they're still spending anywhere from $10 to $15 per trade. So with Moomoo, you can get as low as $1.99. And they have some incredible incentives going on at the moment. Right now, they have a cash sweep program with unprecedented 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash. And there's no minimum deposit or balance requirement. You can just begin with an amount that suits you. There's no cap on the interest you can earn through the program, and the interest accrues automatically. And there's no manual redemption necessary. And most importantly, your funds are safeguarded by FDIC, offering insurance coverage up to $1 million at partner banks. And that's not all. In addition to the 5.1% APY, new users can receive up to 15 free stocks by opening an account and depositing funds. So we'll give you a couple of examples. If you deposit $100, that earns 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000, you can get a total of 15 free stocks, or if you transfer your eligible assets to Moomoo, you can receive a cash reward of up to $400. So I'll leave links for this in the description and in the comment section below. Diving into the report, so long Q4 lifts Organigram revenue. We'll go through some operational and financial highlights. So Organigram reports fiscal 2023 results. Domestic share growth in several key categories continued to be driven by innovation excellence and industry-leading research and development, R&D. Organigram continues to take a leadership position in the industry fighting THC mislabeling inflation, and the company fortifying itself with a recently announced BAT Jupiter $124.6 million private placement transaction, strengthening the balance sheet and setting the stage for long-term growth outside of Canada. So the 2023 fiscal highlights. At the year end, they achieved number 2 position among Canadian licensed producers, driven by success of growing pre-roll business. They also held the number 1 position, and I've done some reviews on that. They held number 1 position in milled flour, gummies, and hash. They held number 3 market position in Ontario, number 3 in Quebec, and number 1 in Atlantic Canada, which their headquarters, that's where they're from. Held the number 3 position in dried flour, largest category of Canadian MJ market. Climbed from number 10 to number 3 position in pre-rolls between Q3 2023 and the end of Q4 2023. Introduced 16 new SKUs. Ultra high infused pre-rolls, completed expansion construction Lac Supérieur with first harvest in December 2023, signed first UK supply agreement with 4C Labs. We'll go through a little bit quicker here. Signed first German supply agreement with Sanity Group. So this is going to be interesting as well, with Germany set to come online in 2024. I've done a video on that, a short video. You can take a look at that, but basically they were one of the ones that were listed as one of the main beneficiaries from German legalization. And I would agree, very, very bullish on this stock long term, even though they had close to $250 million loss, which we'll discuss here in more detail in just a moment. So shipped record 18.9 million in international exports in fiscal 2023, up 25%. So meaningful ship sales growth in several product categories. That's pretty much all I wanted to mention here. There was some comments with regards to the CEO. So our continued focus on innovative products that address consumers' evolving preferences toward convenience drove our growth across several ready-to-consume categories like pre-rolls, edibles, and we ended the year in the number 2 market position, which we held as of November 30th. Our success in innovation is exemplified by being awarded Kind's most innovative product for the 2nd year in a row. We won in 2022 for Edison Jolts, and this year for ShredX Rip Strip Hash. So that's Bina Goldenberg, Chief Executive Officer. In 2024, we expect improved margins from efficiencies tied to our completed facility upgrades and growth in higher margin categories such as craft flower and vapes. While the $124.6 million financial commitment from BAT, British American Tobacco, expedites our plans for international growth, which is a huge vote of confidence for the stock. And then MJ Biz Daily reported today as well. So a $248.6 million Canadian loss in 2023 postponed its free cash flow guidance and appointed a permanent CFO, which we'll look at here in just a moment in detail. We'll go through some of his background. The Toronto-based company also reported paying a massive excise tax bill for the fiscal year ended September 30th to Canada's federal government, amounting $72 million. That is huge, right? Like that's almost a quarter of their revenue for the year. Actually, that's just under 1/3 of Organigram's revenue for the year. And we know that the MJ Act is up for review here in Canada at the moment. They're looking to increase edibles from 10 milligrams to 100 milligrams, which I think Organigram would be a huge beneficiary of that. I really like their Shred'ems edibles as well, but obviously they're big into edibles, so that's going to be a big improvement for them as well. But we know that excise taxes are another thing that really needs to be improved, and hopefully the federal government can get on board. And they mention here the industry has been trying to convince the federal government to ease up on its tax burden, but so far to no avail. A day before disclosing its fiscal 2023 earnings, Organigram announced that the MJ industry veteran Greg Guyatt is taking over as the company's chief financial officer, CFO, on a full-time basis effective January 8th. Guyatt, who was the CEO of defunct MJ producer Fiona Holdings, will replace Paolo De Luca, who had been interim CFO since the departure of Derek West in November. Organigram reported some improvements, however. In fiscal 2023, net revenue grew 11% year over year to $161.6 million. International sales for the year were $18.9 million, an increase of 25% over the last year. Adjusted EBITDA, or earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, an alternative gauge of the company's financial performance for the year, was $6 million. That's 71% better than 2022's $3.5 million, and they said it ended the year in number 2 market position, as we mentioned. And then the loss of $248.6 million was a whopping 1,641% increase from the prior year when the company posted a $14.2 million loss. The loss contrasted with the company's $161.6 million in net revenue for the fiscal year, which was up 11% year over year from $145.8 million. The company attributed the majority of its loss to impairments on PPE, intangibles, and goodwill. So a good adjusted gross margin as well was $40.2 million, increase of 20% from 2022. We'll go through this here a bit quicker. I've pretty much already mentioned all of this. So the margins from efficiencies, improved margins from efficiencies tied to our completed facility upgrades and growth in higher margin categories such as craft flower and vapes, while the $124.6 million financial commitment from British American Tobacco expedites our plans for international growth. Hefty investment from BAT follows an earlier 2021 investment from $221 million by the International Tobacco Company, Organigram noted. The two companies are also still working closely on more MJ product R&D, particularly in the edible, vape, and beverage categories, which is very interesting. As we know, beverages are growing substantially and in popularity and in demand as well. And we know that the drink limits were increased not too long ago as well. So you can buy, I think it's 48 cans of the 355 mils and about 72 cans of the smaller ones. As of September 30th, Organigram had $298.4 million in total assets, including $33.8 million of which was in cash against $26.8 million in total liabilities. So this is the new CFO, Greg Guyatt. So he's been appointed the role of CFO effective January 8th, 2024. And will lead Organigram's finance and IT divisions and will report directly to Bina Goldberg. So he's a seasoned financial executive with over 25 years in international public company and private equity-backed company experience. He joined Fiona as chief financial officer, or Fina. I'm not sure how you, there's a couple spelling mistakes in that, and not sure how you pronounce that. I thought it was Fiona, but company is no longer. Chief Financial Officer in 2019 before assuming the position of Chief Executive Officer in 2020. Prior to joining Fiona, Mr. Guyatt was Chief Financial Officer of Green Space Brands and held various progressive senior finance positions at Kingset Capital and Sears Canada. I'm pleased to welcome Greg to the Organigram Executive Management Team, said Bina Goldenberg, CEO of Organigram. Greg brings tremendous experience to the team and will be a valuable contributor to the company as we focus on Organigram's ambitious growth plans with a core objective of delivering bottom-line results. Guyatt replaces Paolo De Luca, who stepped in as interim CFO following the departure of Derek West in November. The company thanks Paolo for his support and looks forward to him dedicating his focus on Chief Strategy Officer, which includes leading the Jupiter initiatives following the announcement of the proposed follow-on investment by British American Tobacco. So going to be an interesting year ahead for these MJ companies, and we'll see if we can get some improvements to excise tax. But I do want to go through the highlights here. So just bring up the 2023 net revenue. So you can see here, net revenue 161.639 million. And then if we scroll down to the net loss, so net loss was per share, just bring that up here. There we go. Net loss per common share. So negative $3.05.8. So negative 3.058. And then for the quarter came in at it was estimated 29.746 million USD, came in at 34.06 million. And then the loss for the quarter was estimated at negative 0.111, came in at negative 0.301 for the quarter, which is a big miss, but pretty big beat in there in terms of revenue. But in terms of the technicals, we'll take a look at the chart really quickly here. So the daily time frame, we did lose the daily uptrend, and we are at risk of a daily downtrend here with lower high and lower low. So if we lose 120, we'll be in a daily downtrend. At that point, we zoom out to the weekly time frame, look for weekly consolidation. That would mark, if we'd lose it into this week, into tomorrow, let's say, that daily support, then we would start weekly consolidation for the second week in a row. But we are potentially looking to change the weekly trend here with a higher low and higher high. But the most important time frame for me is the monthly time frame. Lots of names like Cureleaf, AYR, very strong. They're already in monthly uptrends, whereas Organigram just basically started the monthly bounce, which was last month. So it's a monthly inside bar and tightening range this month. But you can see here we have the low at 97 cents and then the high there at 160. Now we still need a higher low and a higher high. So this is one of the names that's sort of lagging. We still need that higher low and higher high. We need to top out on the bounce, form a higher low and the higher high to be in a monthly uptrend. Not too concerned about the other time frames. The most important thing for me is monthly uptrends confirm, as I've been saying for many, many months now. We also need to see a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, which hasn't happened since November, well, since that run up into February 2021 highs. But yeah, last time this happened on Organigram was back in January of 2021. So we're getting very close now. So we have monthly uptrends confirmed, still yet to be confirmed on OGI. We need to confirm that. We're still a ways away, at least multiple months from confirming that. We also have tax loss selling going into the end of the month here. But I think Q1, Q2 is going to be when MJ stocks really start to turn it around, confirm monthly uptrends across the sector. Some names are doing it, but we need everybody, all Canadian producers, all US producers. We need retailers in the US and Canada, ETFs in US and Canada, and then we can be confident. And then we also need to see a golden cross. So Organigram is definitely one of the laggards. We're nowhere near seeing a golden cross with the 50-day crossing through the 200-day moving average. If you take a look at a name like Tilray already had its golden cross, so it's definitely stronger in terms of technicals, but OGI is still very, very far away from confirming everything that we need to see to be confident that the multi-year bear market is over and we're potentially starting a new multi-year bull market. So we need golden cross, we need the weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, and the monthly uptrend to be confirmed as well. But going down it there, let me know what you think of this report. Was there anything in there that surprised you or didn't mention? Always love hearing from you going in it there, though. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.